Hi guys, thanks for checking the video out. So this video is about wedge play and trying to improve your distance control. So what I see a lot, and I think there's a big misconception when it comes to wedges on how high the tour pros are hitting it compared to what people perceive they should be hitting it. So the tour pro tends to flight the ball down with the wedges more so than actually hitting these kind of moon balls and trying to get it going in really soft. I think when you watch golf on TV and you watch the TV coverage, one of the issues you get is they tend to film from kind of the target end and film back. So when the camera picks up the ball, it tends to tilt forward and look up into the sky. And what that gives you the perception of is the ball is then being hit into orbit. And those ones, and again, there's a time and a place, and sometimes if you need the ball to stop really quick, of course they're going to try and hit it a little higher. But what I actually tend to find is they're trying to hit it a little flatter because you can actually control your contact a bit more. So you think, if you're thinking about a flop shot, if you're playing a flop shot, a big cut across, it's quite a glancing blow. And if it's glancing, obviously yes, it's high and soft for the flop shot, but if you're trying to do that from sort of 40, 50 yards out towards sort of 100, 110 yards, it can become very difficult to control that contact and get the same distance every time. So trying to flight the ball down a little lower, almost feeling like you're hitting more of a draw, you'll find you'll get a far better connection, and you'll be able to then, as a result, control the distances far more. We don't want our wedges changing crazy amounts in spin. And what you sometimes actually find with the friction you can create, you can actually use this lower flight but actually create more spin, or create enough spin to get that ball to stop. So I've got my 54 degree here, and I'm going to aim out into the range. And what I'm trying to do is, yeah, I'm trying to turn with my body, but I'm certainly not trying to cut across it. I can almost feel like I'm going to get a little bit of draw on it. Yeah, so that one, little bit of draw. What I like about that, and kind of in the divot's not too deep, but I've got a really nice contact there. I feel like if I was to hit 3-4 more shots, I can create that same flight. So as a result, it's going to create the same distances. So we're going to pull the dispersion in far better. Trying to feel like you whop it up into the air, maybe cutting across. Again, that one didn't feel too bad a swing, but it's kind of the example I'm giving. I'm not getting the same contact. So when you're on the range next, maybe just try and feel like you're just getting it. It's more of a drawy flight rather than a really high cutty flight. And this is what the tour pros are doing. Like I say, with the camera example, I think it sometimes looks like it's going higher than it actually is. So yeah, I'll get on the range, try and just see if you can flight them down a little bit more. I've been finding using my 54, and I'm trying to use my 54 more than my 60, especially from like 60, 70 yards, for that same reason. With the extra loft of the 60, it's sometimes easy not to get as good a strike. So I'll use my 60 in and around the green when I need to play those delicate shots, but when I go out to 50, 60 and beyond, I'll try and use my 54 because I feel like I can control that flight a bit more. And think it's almost like somebody playing darts. When you're hitting into a darts board, you don't throw it in aggressively, but you also don't loop it in. It's just feeling like it's a slight curved flight, not a really flat one, but certainly not a really high looping one. So again, yeah, get on the driving range, try and apply it. Are you somebody that struggles with your wedges? Are you somebody that maybe is very good with your wedges? Get some comments down below. What type of flight do you use? Have you found that you've tried to cut them and it doesn't work? Have you not really even thought about this before? Because like I say, getting this slightly more drawy contact, it might help it might actually help the consistency of your contact. Get some consistency in the contact, they're going to see consistency in the yardages, you're then going to become a really good wedge player. So I hope this has helped. I hope to catch you soon.